Mentors, coaches, consultants, what's the difference and do you need one in your life? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Yellow Chair Podcast with X, where we deep dive into the stories that drive our lives. Okay, here's the deal. You want to go faster, further? You want to hit the heights of your potential? You want to realize your dreams? You want to accomplish more? You want to be happier, more fulfilled, the whole nine? Then there are people out there who can help you. There are people out there who can guide you. There are people out there who have resources and access that can help you in your mission, in your story. But here's the thing. You got to really know what you're looking for and what the true value exchange is so that you can put the right person into your life at the right time. And number two, when you go seeking, you know what you're looking for. Because so many of us, we know we need help. We know we want help. But we're not clear about what that looks like. And I want to give you a guide by telling you that there are three types of people that we can insert into our lives: mentors, consultants, and coaches. Now, these three different types of people, mentors, consultants, and coaches, they have some overlap. But traditionally speaking, there are three distinctly different things that each of these types of people can do for us. So let's break it down so you understand what each of these traditional kind of mentor, consultant, and coaches do for you, and which one is the right one for you right now for where you are going. Because in my life, not understanding this has put me in a position where I was seeking something that I didn't actually need. And I put myself in a position where I was asking for what I wasn't able to get because I was looking for the wrong damn thing. Not understanding that there is some clear, distinct differences between mentors, consultants, and coaches. Let's break this story down. Now, mentors. Why would you ever want a mentor in your life? Well, it comes down to guidance. Do you need guidance? Mentors have been there and done that. They are sitting in the seat that you someday hope to be sitting in yourself, right? They've been there, done that. They can provide you guidance. That's what a traditional mentor does, is give you the information, give you guidance in your path. But let me ask you something. Can you get guidance in other places these days? Can you go onto Google and access the gurus on the top of the mountain? I mean, the people at the tippy top. Do you have access to them? Yes. Their knowledge has been chronicled, categorized, and put into a package that you can access right now on your phone. So from that perspective, in my mind, mentorship has taken a back seat, at least traditionally in terms of guidance, because we can access the best and the most successful and those at the highest mountaintops in terms of getting that guidance. But does that make mentors irrelevant? No. It's just that they have a different connection to modern life. And here's what that looks like, in my opinion. The greatest mentors now we connect with from the perspective of not guidance and information, because ultimately the mentors that we connect with, what they have done has become more and more increasingly irrelevant because of the pace of change. So even if we're trying to access the very best, if their information isn't up to date, modern, if they're not in the game, it's very hard for their quote unquote ideas to be actionable for you and I. So again, guidance and information is usually taken off the table, at least for me, in terms of seeking mentorship. But do I have mentors? Have I had mentors? Yes. But it wasn't for guidance. It was more for the emotional connection of being connected to someone who, by their presence, they elevate me, right? They just have something, an aura about them that they elevate me, quite literally. Like there's a respect that I can't even quantify in terms of a number, but I can say, I feel better. I feel more worthy. I am connected to someone who elevates me. And through that relationship, I'm a better man for it. And the same for you. Are there people in your life who, through that connection, they elevate you because of the position they hold? It's not about the guidance and information. It is about that. That's number one. Secondarily, a mentor in these day and ages, in this age, should be someone who can give you access. If you have a job or you're going up the corporate chain, mentorship is monumentally important. I've never had a job, right? I've always been an entrepreneur. So someone opening doors for me was not necessarily something that I counted on. I was like, I'm going to kick it down. I'm going to figure it out. But in corporate environments where someone has to open the damn door for you and give you access and vouch for you, and those relationships matter, having mentors who sit at the throne is very important. They can shorten the learning curve. They can help you stop bumping your head and give you access. Access is so monumentally important depending upon what your goals are. So again, mentorship, guidance and information right now is not as relevant in the mentorship perspective as it was, say, 10, 15, 20 years ago before we could have access to the greatest and the best minds and successes out there. But still relevant today is the emotional connection and the accountability and how we feel being connected to someone who is higher up, right? It's hard to do that through the internet or reading a book from a mentor, right? From afar, and or access. Do you need those two things in your life? Would you benefit from them? If so, then seek out mentorship. For me, and like I said, unless Tony Robbins or Uncle G is going to walk through that door and say, hey, X, I got you. I don't have that emotional pull and juice to the people around me who could, quote unquote, be my mentor. All right. So that's mentorship. Let's jump into the secondary category or second category of consultant. Why would you need a consultant? Well, while mentors provide guidance, consultants give you a game plan. They give you the game plan, a blueprint. That's what they give you. Now, they suffer from the same issues that mentors suffer from. Because look, I can access guidance and information online. Information is a commodity at this day and age. I can get every blueprint known to man, every formula, every way forward. I can go online and access that. So why in the hell would I need a game plan from a consultant? Here's why. Consultants can give you your game plan. Traditionally speaking, the information that you find online is going to be generic. It's not going to be specific to your condition and circumstances and what you are seeking to achieve, right? It's going to be generic. It's going to be principle based, right? It works, but does it work for you? So the greatest consultants out there will bring wisdom to the table, allowing you to bypass the dummy tax. You know what that is? That's when you apply information, you try to figure it out, and you experiment, and you bump your head because you were a dummy. And we all are when we're going out there and trying something for the first time. Well, the consultant can help you to be more efficient in your application because they can say, while this is true, these are more true for you. This is more relevant to you and what you have going on. And like I tell people all the time, principles are useless without strategy. We have to understand ourselves. We have to understand our resources. We have to understand what we bring to the table through a self-awareness. And a consultant often can look at you, your condition, your business, your goal, and say, okay, for you, this is going to be, this right here, while this is true, this is more true for you. That's what a great consultant can do for you. Shortening the learning curve, shortening your time, energy, and effort applied being a dummy. And we all are in some way. I'm a dummy every single day. But I know there are people out there who have a blueprint, a shortcut, if you will, that could save me some time, energy, and effort. Now, here's the caveat. Most consultants, most of them out there, are not going to be as in tune to wanting to give you customized advice. They're going to want to fit you into a square peg when you're around one. They're going to try to give you the truth. This is how you do it. Not ever really looking at your condition, not asking you the questions about what's going on in your life, what your goals are, what you've tried, what's not working. Most consultants don't want to or can't or just not willing to go into the level of customizing and providing true wisdom. And from that perspective, if all it is generic principle-based info, then where else can you get it? Online. It's a commodity. So a consultant who is worth their weight in gold is able to turn generic ideas into something specific for you. And if that consultant isn't willing to or can't do that in a very nuanced, contextualized way, then you might need a different consultant. Okay? Okay, that's two categories. Let's go back. Mentors give you guidance. Coaches or consultants give you a game plan. So what do this third category of coaches, what do they give you? Well, they give you the grit to grow. Grit to grow. See, a coach helps to challenge your assumptions. They help you to attack the blocks that stop. They help you to develop that game plan we talked about. They put you on the field and say, go and grow, right? Then they help you through real-time feedback loop to continue to get better, to adjust on the fly, figure out how to stay in the game so that you can win the damn game, right? So your next step is your best step. And that's the difference between a coach and, say, mentor and a consultant. While mentors are totally out of the game, on the sideline, not even in the damn building, consultants at least give you a plan. They're on the sideline, maybe with a plan. Here's the game plan. But a coach is not just dealing with the game plan, dealing with the inner and outer world of your performance, helping you to grow, helping you to execute, helping you to find the heights of your potential. And it's this rapid feedback loop that is so monumentally important if you're going to, say, have a coach in your life. And that's the caveat I want to lead you to here. If you're putting a coach into your life who is responsible for your inner and outer game and helping you to adjust and get the best results, then by virtue of that relationship, you need accessibility. Because coaching 3 weeks after you ran the play is of very little value. So that's why coaching and accessibility and connection and close relationships is so monumentally important. But again, many coaches out there, it's just the business of it all. If someone is an official coach and that's what they do, accessibility can cost a pretty penny because you need that level of real-time access. But that's the benefit of it. Real-time access to help you give you that grit to grow, right? Grit to grow. So when we break down these three areas of mentorship and guidance, consultants with their game plans, and coaches with that grit to grow, there are certain levels of resource that you have to give in exchange to access those different levels of guidance or mentorship, or you know what I'm saying. Mentors are often free. You just have to bend at the knee and show respect because the mentors who have been there and done that, they want to give back. But they want someone who's humble. They want someone who's hungry. They want someone who can eventually execute on the information they have been given and make them proud, right? It's that type of relationship. And that's a fair value exchange. But you got to be in that space of being radically humble. You got to be in that space of being a good pupil. You got to be in that space of wanting to listen more than you speak and give. That just comes with the mentor-mentee relationship. And often, more times than not, it is free. Consultants cost, though. Someone who can help shorten your learning curve, help give you information, help give you wisdom, right? Like you can go online right now and find legal documents, for example. But if you go and ask a lawyer to sit down with you and customize it to your very specific condition, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. That just comes with the territory. But is it a fair trade? Well, what is your time worth? What is your energy worth? What is your emotional certainty worth? And you have to make that deliberation when sitting down and thinking about consultants who can give you wise guidance around that game plan to execute and be more successful. Also, consultants can get in the game and play, right? They can go play alongside you. They can not only give you a game plan, but they can also sometimes put some players on the field to help you to win, meaning people who actually do something with that information. That's a whole nother story, but that is a possibility as well in getting consultants to be a part of what you're doing. And last but not least, coaches. Going to cost you. It's going to cost you because the value exchange here is pretty monumental. Consulting is easier to quantify because we're putting together a game plan towards the executable outcome. The KPIs are very clear. Oftentimes in a coaching relationship, you should have these same quantitative KPIs, key performance indicators, that basically speak to the value being exchanged and delivered. So many coaches out there are, should I say, on the touchy-feely side of the emotional side and not able to kind of quantify that value. And I would say when you enter into a coaching relationship and that's how it's set up, you've already put yourself in a position to not grow. Growth, right, is about tackling a current condition and adding something on top of it. And I think, at least in my experience as a coach for 20 years, is the best relationships or the best clients that I've had have been with those where we were very, very clear about what it is we're working on and what we're working toward. And it's very clear whether we're growing because we can see it. It's quantitatively true. So in that quantitative space of coaching and getting that grit to grow, not only are you growing towards an achievable objective with a finite, measurable thing, you also have this infinite ROI. Because as you grow as an individual, you can apply this to not just that one objective you're working on, but to a variety of aspects of your life. And that's the infinite value of a coach who can bring that grit to grow. That growth and the ROI there is very hard to quantify, but we know it's super valuable. We know it's super valuable because every success or most successes, when we look out there in the world, we will find that there were people who played that role in their life, gave them the grit to grow, right? But it will cost you. One way to shave some of the costs, because you do need that rapid feedback loop and accessibility, is to join masterminds and groups where you can share that cost with other people and build camaraderie and relationships with others who are seeking to do the same thing with you. Those groups can be monumentally important, but you got to understand yourself. Like masterminds aren't for me. I don't do them. I run masterminds, but I'm not a part of them, which feels duplicitous or sounds duplicitous rather. But I've gotten over the fact that I can be of enduring value to someone else or to others and not need that thing in my life. I'm just not wired that way. The camaraderie and connection with others and being with that's just not my thing. I can run a group like that. I can be that for other people, but those aren't things that I require. And that comes back to what I was saying at the top of the show before we close out. You got to know yourself. You got to know what you're looking for and what it is that you truly want. Do you need guidance? Do you need that connection and accessibility that a mentor can give you? Do you need a game plan? Like for me, consultants is my bread and butter because I hold myself accountable to grit and growth. I can go get information on my phone. But when I'm trying to shorten the learning curve, I need someone who can say, hey, X, this is what you need to do to move your ball forward. I live in that space. I'll pay a pretty premium for a consultant in my life. And I do to this day, right? So what do you need? Do you need that game plan that a consultant can provide in shortening the learning curve? Or do you need a coach who can give you that grit to grow, right? Now, I'm going to close out with this. There is that mythical unicorn of a person in your life who can provide and be all three. They not only can give you guidance, but they also sit at the mountaintop and you have that level of respect. And by their connection, they elevate you. And they have access to others, right? They check the box there. They also can give you a game plan. And that game plan is tied to real-time wisdom where they're not trying to fit you into a round hole when you're a square one, right? They can really adjust it to you. They have that acuity and sensitivity and contextual awareness to be a great consultant in your life, shortening the energy, effort, time, and resources to get to a thing. And they can give you that grit and that growth that emotional connection to help you to power through your challenges and obstacles, to rise above the circumstances and conditions. They can be that with real-time accessibility to help you, give you that feedback to help you win your game. That's that mythical unicorn. That's that person who can be that for you in your life. And when I think of myself, not to toot my own horn, but I try to be that for my clients when I'm looking at coaching them. Can I be a mentor and guide? Is there a high level of respect, right? Can I give them access? Can I open doors? Can I give them a game plan and fit it into their world and customize it so that it's very specific to their needs? And can I tune in to their mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical needs and coaching them to grow, right, as they execute to get better outcomes, right? It's a Venn diagram where all three overlap. You got to know what you're looking for, and you got to know where you can trade value, right? So, do you need mentorship, consulting, or coaching? Now that you have those three distinctly different kind of ideas, evaluate yourself, evaluate your life, and ask the question, which one would benefit me most for right now and where I'm going? And then find a way to put that help, that guidance, that connection, if you will, into your life, and they can help you to go faster, further. All right? I'm X, and I'm out. Hey fam, thanks again for joining me in the yellow chair. I want to invite you to go even deeper, to take this to the next level by pulling out your phone and texting me at 800-425-2095. That's 800-425-2095. That's my direct number. Type in the word yellow chair. And when you text me, you'll be joining my X Factor weekly insider community where I send out resources to help you to continue to storify your life and to lead your story. So don't miss that opportunity. 800-425-2095. Thanks again for joining me here in the yellow chair. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share these podcasts. We're trying to change 100 million people's lives, and you're a part of that. So thank you again, and I see you in the next yellow chair. I'm out.